You're looking at headlines from around the world after former President Trump pleaded not guilty to federal charges of mishandling classified documents. Now, remember, the documents themselves have potential very real international implications. We want to talk about that. Joining us from London is CNN's Max Foster and Bianca Nobilo. Max, Bianca, look, we're very kind of insularly focused on the United States and the politics.
Americans are focused on America?
It's the exceptionalism happening in real time, or the perception of it to some degree. But this has wide repercussions around the world. What are you guys seeing in terms of the international community, how they're reacting to the indictment and what their view is of this moment for America?
Well, I think Trump has been a global story in the same way as it's been a story for you. What's interesting this time round is that it's not playing that high. So, Daily Telegraph, for example, big front page. We did have a massive UK story here yesterday, and it's just a mention here at the bottom. And that's a typical sort of thing we've seen around the world if you look at all the newspapers. But if you go inside, there is commentary. So in the Times, his golden hair glowed like a giant light bulb.
The best headline of the day, fair to say.
So a lot of them talking about... ANSA said this as well, didn't they? The Italian news agency talking about the Trump show, how he used the court event to create a show later on in the day.
Yeah, he certainly did. Some of the reaction that I found interesting was not only the New York Times reporting that some political commentators in Russia were very open about their support for Trump, but also the tweet by the Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, tweeting, "Your fight is good. Your fight is a good fight. Never give up."
Yeah, this is key, Poppy. And what you've hit on is exactly why, as Max was saying, President Trump was such a global story. And that's because he was part of this broader trend that we've seen with rising authoritarian tendencies and these populist mavericks cropping up all around the world. Obviously, Hungary's Viktor Orban is one of those populists. And also when we look at Russia, obviously with Vladimir Putin at the helm, it's interesting that the Russian state news agency has covered this, but they covered it exclusively from the angle of Trump maintains that he had the right to have these documents with no counterbalance in their report as to all the evidence against him. So underscoring as a leader that he has the right to do what he wanted to do. And in the United Kingdom, in the Guardian, which I have here, there's been quite a lot of commentary linking Boris Johnson's political travails of the last week, the fact that he had to resign after calling an investigation into him a witch hunt, a kangaroo court, a political hit job, basically saying, like, Britain doesn't want these Trumpian tendencies. So I think that is what's really resonating across the continent.